Yeah, hi everyone, welcome to my Max Academy. In this video, I will teach you how to factorize a quadratic polynomial which have square root terms which have square root of some number. How to factorize those quadratic polynomial. The method is same as almost same as the method that I have explained in my previous video on how to factorize a quadratic polynomial which do not have square root terms. In the last videos we did not have square roots in the quadratic polynomials, but here we will have quadratic polynomials which will have square root terms, and I will teach you how to factorize those quadratic polynomials. So we will do the first question. Let's take the first question, right? So which is 3x square minus 2 root 6 plus 2. So this is our quadratic polynomial because the degree is 2 and it has square root terms. Square root of 6 is there. Square root of 6 is there. Now how do we factorize this when we square root of 6x plus 2, right? Now how do we factorize this which have square root terms? Now again the rule is same. Now we need to write the same rule, which means when I multiply the two numbers, I should get 3 into 2. You have to multiply the portion of x square with 2. So 3 into 2 is 6. The same two numbers, this sign is plus, which means it's an addition case. When I add, I should get 2 root 6. This number. So when I multiply two numbers, m, I should get 3 times 2, 6. The same two numbers, if I add, I should get 2 root 6. Now we should find what are those two numbers. So those two numbers will be a equal to and b equal to. The two numbers we have to find such that when you add the two numbers, we should get 2 root 6. Same two numbers, if you multiply a into b, you should get 6. Now when we add a and b, we should get 2 root 6 means a should be something x into root 6, some number y into root 6. Right? Or I'll use some other variable, p and q. So a will be something of root 6 and b will be something of root 6. Which means a will be some number p into root 6 and b will be q into root 6. Only then when you add p root 6 plus q root 6, you will get 2 root 6. Now we should find what is p and q. Right? So when you add, you should get 2 root 6 means a will be some number of root 6, b will be some whole number of root 6. Only then when you add, you will get root 6. So whenever you see adding is giving you root 6 term here, which means both the numbers that we are going to find, they will have root 6. And they must have root 6. So only then when you add them, you will get root 6. When you add them, you will get the root 6. 2 root 6. So now, which means now let's try to understand. Now when I multiply these two, a, b, when I multiply, I should get 6. So which means when I multiply, I should get 6, which means when I multiply these two, p root 6 into q root 6 will give me pq 6 pq. Root 6 into root 6 is 6. So when you multiply a into b, which means these two numbers, you will get 6 pq. But what we need, when I multiply a and b, I should get 6, but we are getting 6 pq. But we should get 6. When I multiply a into b, I should get 6. But when I multiply a and b, I am getting 6 pq. So 6 pq should be equal to this 6, which means my pq should be equal to 6 by 6. This 6 will come down. So my pq should be equal to 1. My pq should be equal to 1. So now which means we have got my p into q. When I multiply p and q, I should get 1. And the same p and q, if I add p plus q, if I add p and q, I should get this 2. Only this 2, not root 6, because this root 6 will come. When you add these two, a and b, which is p root 6 plus q root 6, you will get 2 root 6. But what should be my p and q so that I get here 2 when I add p and q? So p and q should be, so which means p plus q should be 2. If p plus q is 2, then when I add a plus b, I'll get 2 root 6. Now we should find two numbers p and q such that when I multiply p and q, I should get 1. Same two numbers p and q, if I add, I should get 2. The numbers are 1 and 1. Because 1 plus 1 is 2. 1 into 1 is 1. Right? So which means we have got our a and b. Now what is our a and b? Our a will become p root 6 and p is 1. So 1 root 6. I'll put just root 6. Even if you want, you can put 1. Not required. P is equal to, again q is 1. Put 1 here. So you'll get 1 root 6. So a is 1 root 6, b is 1 root 6. Now if you add a and b, 1 root 6 plus 1 root 6, you'll get 2 root 6. And a into b, if you multiply 1 into root 6 into 1 into root 6, which means root 6 into root 6 is 6. You'll get this. So both these conditions are satisfied. Now these are the two numbers. Now we have found the two numbers. Now we should decide the sign of the two numbers. Now it is an addition case. In addition case, both these numbers will be positive or both will be negative. Both will be positive or both the numbers will be negative, because it's an addition case. To decide whether both are positive or both are negative, we need to see this sign. If this is negative, both will be negative. So minus is also negative. If this was positive, both would have become positive, plus plus. So we have found the two numbers. The numbers are right here. So 3x square minus 6. Instead of 1 root 6, we will call it as root 6. 1 root 6 means it is root 6. So this is minus 1 root 6. I'll write as minus root 6, then x. We should put this x. Then again minus root 6x plus 2. So which means we have written this minus 2 root 6 as minus root 6 x minus root 6x. Now when you do what is minus root 6x minus root 6x, you get minus 2 root 6x. You'll get back this. Clear? Now in these two, now what is common? In these two, if you observe, x is common. Also root 3 is common. Why? Because 3 has 2 root 3s. 3 has 2 root 3. Because root 3 into root 3 is 3. The 3 has 2 root 3s. The 3 is actually root 3 into root 3. Right? And your root 6 has root 2 into root 3. So which means 3 and root 6, they have root 3 also in common. So which means both of them have root 3 common, also x is common. So we'll get root 3x as common. When you take root 3x as common, from 3 we have taken 1 root 3, which means remaining 1 root 3 will be there. And from x square we have taken 1x out, so the remaining x will be there. Right? So we'll have root 3x, then minus, from root 6 we have taken root 3 out. From root 6 we have taken root 3 out, means this is taken out. We'll have root 2. So root 2. Then this x is already taken out, so close. And from these two now, from these two terms, so from these two terms we got this. From these two terms, what is common? We'll write this minus. X is not common because this has x, this does not have x. Now root 6 has root 2. Even 2 also has root 2, because 2 can be written as root 2 into root 2. But 2 has 2 root 2s. Root 2 into root 2 gives you 2, like this. So root 2 has root 2 into root 2. So now here root 6 has 2 and root 3, and 2 has root 2 and root 2, which means root 2 is common. So we'll take root 2 common. When root 2 is common taken out from root 6, so root 6, root 2 is taken out, means root 3 will be there. So root 3 and this x will be there. Then we have taken minus common, so this plus will become minus, because we have taken minus out of that also. We have taken minus common from both. So here we have to be careful. By mistake we will put plus. Because plus has 2 minus. Plus means minus minus. 1 minus is taken out, remaining 1 minus will be there. And from 2 we have taken out root 2, so remaining root 2 will be there. Now if you multiply root 3x into root 3x, 3x square. Root 3x into minus root 2, minus root 3 into root 2 is root 6, x will come. Then again minus root 2 into root 3x is minus root 6x. Minus root 2 into minus root 2 will give you plus 2. Minus root 2 into minus root 2 is plus 2. Right, now again from these two, what is common? Root 3x minus root 2 is common. Right, when you take this common from this, then you will have remaining this root 3x minus this root 2. So this is the factorization of this. So you have factorized this as root 3x minus 2 into root 3x minus 2. Clear? How to do the factorization of this? Fine. Now we'll do another problem, second problem, which is, the question is 4x square minus 2 root 7x minus 14. Right, we need to factorize this. Now again the rule is same. When I multiply two numbers, m, I should get 4 times 14, which is 56. When I multiply two numbers, I should get 56. Same two numbers, What is the sign? Minus. Minus means subtract. The same two numbers, if I subtract, I should get 2 root 7. 2 root 7. So we should find two numbers such that when we multiply the two numbers, we should get 56. Same two numbers, if we subtract, we should get 2 root 7. Now what are these? So A equal to B equal to. Now since when we subtract, we should get 2 root 7 means A and B must have root 7, root 7. Only then when you subtract A minus B, you will get something 2 into root 7. If the subtraction of these two numbers should give you 2 root 7 means both should have root 7, root 7. So A will be some P of P into root 7. This is Q into root 7. Only then when you subtract A and B, you will get 2 root 7. Now we should find what those P and Q are. Now again when you multiply AB, what is A into B? When you multiply these two, you will get P into root 7, P into root 7 into Q into root 7. Will give you root 7 into 7 into 7, P into Q, PQ. You get 7 PQ when you multiply. But what we should get when we multiply A into B, we should get 56. When we multiply A into B, we must get 56. But when we multiply A into B here, by taking A as P root 7, Q as Q root 7, we get 7 PQ. When you multiply these two, P into Q, PQ, root 7 into root 7 is 7. 7 PQ. And that 7 PQ should be equal to 56. So which means what is PQ? PQ should be equal to, comparing these two, you should get 56 by 7. Which means your PQ should be 8. Which means you should find P and Q such that P into Q should give you 8. Multiplication of P and Q should give you 8. And same if you subtract P minus Q, right, this is P A minus B, which is P minus Q, you should get this 2. With the 7 will root 7 will come root 7. So this root 7 and root 7 will take care of giving you this root 7. So P minus Q should give you 2. So P minus Q should be 2. So which means we should find two numbers such that when we multiply the two numbers, we should get 8. Same two numbers, if you subtract, you should get 2. What are the numbers? So P equal to what? Q equal to what? So P will be 4, Q will be 2. Because 4 into 2 is 8. 4 minus 2 is 2. So when you subtract, you get 2. When you multiply, you get 8. So what is my A now? My A will become P root 7 and P is 4. So it is 4 root 7. And what is my B? B is Q root 7 and Q is 2. So 2 root 7. Now we have got the two numbers. If you multiply the two numbers, you will get 4 2s are 8. Root 7 into 7 is 7. So 8 times 7 is 56. And when you subtract 4 root 7 minus 2 root 7, you will get 2 root 7. Now we should decide the sign of these two numbers. Now in subtraction case, one number will be positive and one number will be negative. So to find which is positive, which is negative, we should see this sign. The greater number among these two will take this minus. Now which is the greater? 4 root 7 or 2 root 7? 4 root 7 is greater. This number, greater number, will take this sign. This sign is minus. So it will become minus. The other number will be plus. Suppose if this was plus, then 4 would have become plus, 2 would have become minus. Right? Always the greater number among these two will take this negative sign, minus sign. So we have got the two numbers now. So now we'll write it. So this becomes 4x square. Then this is minus 4 root 7x. Minus 4 root 7x. We should put this x. This is plus 2 root 7x. And this is minus 14. Now if you observe, what is minus 4 root 7 plus 2 root 7? Will give you minus 2 root 7. We'll get back this. If you do these two, we'll get back. This I have written as it is, minus 14 I have written as it is. Now we just need to take things common and we'll get the factorized form. Now in these two, what is common? 4 is common. And also x is common. When I take 4x common from both, I will have x here. Minus here 4x I have taken out, so I will have root 7. And from these two, what is common? 2 is common because 14 has 2. This also has 2. Again, if you observe, this has root 7. 14 also has root 7 because 14 can be written as 2 into 7. And that 7 has 2 root 7s. Root 7 into root 7 is 7. So 14 can be written as 2 into root 7 into root 7. Right? So if you observe, see 2 root 7x has 2 into root 7 into x. But 14 can be written as 2 into root 7 into root 7. Because root 7 into root 7 is 7, 7 times 2 is 14. So among these two, which are common? 2 is common, even root 7 is common. So we should take plus 2 root 7 common. Then here if I take plus 2 root 7 common, I will have x here. Then this is minus, because we are taking plus only common, minus. From this 14, we have taken 2 and root 7 out. So which means remaining root, this root 7 will be there. Now if you multiply again, so if you multiply 4x into x, you will get 4x square. Then 4x into minus root 7, you will get minus 4 root 7x. Then 2 root 7 into x is 2 root 7x. 2 root 7 into minus root 7 will give you minus 2 into root 7 into root 7 is 7. 7 times 2 is 14. Now again from these two what is common? X minus root 7 is common. Then we have 4x plus 2 root 7. This term. Again from these two, x minus 7 is common. If I take x minus 7 out, I will have 4x. Here if I take x minus root 7 out, I will get plus 2 root 7. So this is the factorized form of the second problem, which is this. Clear? So pause the video and copy this. We will do some more problem. Let me erase this. We will do the next problem, which is third problem. Third problem, the question is root 2x square plus 7x plus 5 root 2. We should factorize this. Again, this has got square root 2 is coming. Now again the same method we will follow. When you multiply the two numbers, I should get what? Root 2 into 5 root 2. What is root 2 into 5 root 2? Root 2 into root 2 is 2. 2 times 5 is 10. And the same two numbers, what is the sign here? Plus. If I add, addition case, because it is plus, I should get this number 7. Here there is no 7 root something like this. 2 root 7 we have. No. There is nothing root 7 or anything. So which means it is much more easier than this problem. Which means we will have to find A and B two numbers, such that when you multiply the two numbers you should get 10. Same two numbers if you add you should get 7. There is no square root involved here. So which means A and B will not have square root of something like this. P into root 7, Q into root 7. A and B will not have any square root of any number. They will be just whole numbers or integers. So which means I have to find two numbers A and B, such that when I multiply I should get 10. When I add the same two numbers I should get 7, means 5 and 2. 5 2s are 10, 5 plus 7, 5 plus 2 is 7. Numbers are 5 and 2, because 5 times 2 is 10, 5 plus 2 is 7. We are getting this. Now we need to decide the sign of these two numbers. Now in addition case, both these numbers are positive or both these numbers are negative. To know whether both are positive or both are negative, we have to see this sign. This sign is plus here, so both will be plus plus. Right, now we will write here, this is 2 root x square plus, I will write this as pi x plus 2x. This is 7 only, we are breaking into 5x and 2x. How do we know it should be 5 and 2? From these two we are getting, and plus 5 root 2. Now again from these two what is common? Only x is common. Then I will have root 2x plus x is taken out, so we will have only 5. Now from these two what is common? Nothing is common. No. X is here but x is not there. 5 is here, 5 is not there. 2. 2 has 2 root 2. 2 is actually what? Root 2 into root 2. So this 2 has 2 root 2. Here also there is a root 2. Which means I can take root 2 common. Now from 2 I have taken 1 root 2 out. Which means it will have the remaining 1 root 2. And this x is also set. So it will become root 2x. Because 2 has 2 root 2's. 2 can be written as root 2 into root 2. Now, so 1 root 2 is taken out, so remaining root 2 will be there, and this is x. Plus here root 2 is taken out, so we will have only 5. So again in these two what is common? This root 2x plus 5 is common. We will have x plus root 2. This x plus root 2. Again if you multiply you can always check. Root 2 into root 2x you will get 2x. Root 2 into 5, 5 root 2. Now x into root 2x, root 2x square. X into 5, 5x. When you multiply you will get back the same. And again, whenever you write such terms, whatever you get here, the same thing should come here. If you don't get the same thing what you have got here, then which means you have missed to take something common, or some negative minus sign plus sign is missed out somewhere. Fine. Right, so that is how we factorize this into this. Now the fourth problem. So this ends. Factorized form of this is root 2x plus 5 into x plus root 2. Now we'll do the fourth one. The fourth one is what? Square root of 5 into x square plus 6x minus 8 into root 5. 8 into square root of 5. So this is the problem. Now again what do? We'll write. So when I multiply the two number, I should get the product of this into this. What is root 5 into 8 root 5? So root 5 into root 5 is 5. 5 times 8 is 40. When I multiply, I should get 40. On the same two numbers, what is this sign? Minus. Subtract. I should get this number. What is this? 6. So I should find two numbers such that when I multiply the two numbers, I should get 40. And how did we get 40? Root 5 into root 5 is, always you should multiply the quotient of x square with a constant. Root 5 into root 5 is 5. 5 into 8 is 40. On the same two numbers, we should subtract. How do I know that it's a subtract? It is minus here. If it is minus, then subtraction case. If it is plus, then addition case. So minus, I should get this number 6. So what are the two numbers? A and B. We find that like 10 times 4. 10 fours are 40. 10 minus 4 is 6. The two numbers are 10 and 4. Right? You can watch the previous parts of quadratic equation. I have explained in detail how to find these two numbers. Right? So A is 10, B is 4. Now again it is a subtraction case. In subtraction case, one will be positive, one will be negative. To find whether this is positive, this is negative, or this is negative, this is positive. Which is positive, which is negative, we have to see this sign. The greater number will take this sign. This is plus, so 10 will become plus because that is greater number. So 4 will become minus. So then we can write this as root 5 into x square plus 10x. Don't write just plus 10. You should put plus 10 and then this x. Then this is minus 4x minus 8 root 5. Now in this 2, what is common? Now if you do this 10x minus 4x, you will get 6x. So this is 6x only, you are writing it as 10x minus 4x. How do I know it should be 10 and minus 4? Based on these two. Now from these two, what is common? X is common. Also root 5, 10 also has a 5. 10 can be written as 2 into 5. And again in that 2 into 5, 5 has a root 5 into root 5. So 10 can be written as 2 into root 5 into root 5. So that also has a root 5. So this also has a root 5. So root 5x is common. When root 5x is taken common, I will have x here. From 10, I have taken root 5x. So 10x means what? So 10x can be written as, 10x means it is 2 into root 5 into root 5 into x. Because root 5 to root 5 is 5, 5 2s are 10, 10x. Now from this, I have taken 5 root x out. So I have taken this out. That is taken common. So what is left out? 2 root 5. So plus 2 root 5. Now again from these two, what is common? Minus 4 is common. And if I take minus 4, I will have x. Here, don't put minus here because we have taken minus out. So this will become plus. Now from 8, we have taken 4 out. So it will become 2 root 5. Now if you multiply, root 5x into x is root 5x square. Root 5x into 2 root 5 is 10x because 2 into root 5 is 5. 5 into 2 is 10. 10 into x is 10x. Minus 4 into x is minus 4x. Minus 4 into plus 2 is minus 8 and then root 5. Now again from these two, what is common? X plus 2 root 5 is common. So we'll get root 5 x minus 4. These two. From these two, if I take this common, then you will have root 5x here. Again from here, if I take x plus 2 root 5, I will have minus 4. So this is a factorized form of this. Clear? So how to factorize? When you have square root terms in this. So here also it is just a 6. So you will not have any square root like this. Here you had 2 root 7. So we had to put a as something into root 7, b as something into root 7 because this had root. But here this does not have root. So these two, a and b, will not have any root because this is a whole number. This also will be or an integer. So these two also will be integer. Same with this case. But in this case or in the first problem, we had root here. When this has a root, addition or subtraction has a root, then a and b will have the root. In that case, you have to do all this p and q and all that. Fine. So this is how we will do the factorization of quadratic polynomial which have square roots. Hope this helps. Now you'll be able to solve any quadratic equation which have square root terms. You have to follow this. The only thing is you have to be careful when you're taking things common. You have to take the maximum things common. When you look at this 10x, suppose, don't think that only x is common. You need to understand that even the 10 has a root 5. Here there is a root 5. 10 also has a root 5. Why? Because 10 can be written as 2 into 5. And again 5 can be written as root 5 into root 5. Which means 10 has a root 5. So there is a root 5 here. There is a root 5 here also. Right? That we have to be careful. Fine. So you can pause the video and take the notes. And thanks for watching. You can continue to watch my other videos to know more about factorization and other topics. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Thank you.